Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. I'm sure some of you are up into the wee hours of the morning watching the elections. I knew we weren't going to get anything resolved last night, so I was in bed just about on time last night, but I did take a peek at some of them as it was going through. Hope you had a good evening. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. Go ahead and type number 1 in the chat box in the comment section to let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. And as you do, keep in mind that everything we look at is for educational purposes. Nothing's meant to be advice or recommendation. Morning, Jeff. Morning, Kevin. Thank you, Sean. Say, hey, good morning. Don, good morning. Jose, Joan, Robert. Excellent. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you like what you see here, folks, make sure you're following along with the various social platforms we have out there. There's a ton of content we put out day in and day out. So today we're looking at economic reports, futures, then yesterday's trades, today's candidates, and then your stocks. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Let's start off first with the economic reports, right? We don't have any today. Again, right after the election, we knew we weren't going to get everything done today. Still counting votes. So there's no economic reports today. They pick up again tomorrow, at least no major ones today. They pick up again tomorrow, CPI being the biggest one tomorrow that comes out in the morning. But we'll talk about that one tomorrow as we get going. So nothing here from that. Let's go take a look at the futures. All right, first thing I want to do is I want to look at the overnight on this S&P 500. Election night, guys. The election where Trump won, beat out Hillary. I remember that market being down. Hillary was winning, and at the end, Trump took off. And in that evening, you crushed it on trading the S&P 500, the ES. Last night, there was nothing. It gave us absolute. Now, understand it's not a presidential election, but I'm looking at it anyway last evening. That's where my lateness came in last night, was that. So you can see right here, this vertical line, 1805, that's 6:05 p.m. Right there, we made a quick move up. We were back down, came back up, came back down. I mean, here you are. It's already, midnight here. We've had nothing. In the overnight session, nothing. Again, we got a big drop off into the European market. Right? They were expecting a little bit more, a little double top pattern in there that has collapsed a little bit, broke the neckline inside of there, slightly lower, actually same size height on the right and left there. So ES itself not showing any change, hopes of change in the ES movement last evening. Sea of red across the board today, 18 points down on the ES. Dow is down 155. NQ is down 66, RUT's down 10. Bitcoin is under 18,000 now. Ethereum is under 1,300 now. We're back at 1,205. Gold is down 5, and crude is down to 88.29. It's down 62 cents a barrel. So interesting. A lot of things happening. Korea with their test missiles going off again and all that good stuff, right? So we'll see where it all goes. But right now, we're still looking to the downside. We probably will have an answer today on the House, is what they're talking about. I'm not the pollsters. I'm not the guy that says yay or nay, but it looks like we'll have an answer there. The Senate, unless Georgia pushes through, you may not have that answer until December because of the runoff election. So that'll be interesting. So, and we'll see how the markets react once the House is won and or the Senate is confirmed and or one. We'll see how the markets react to that as well. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at trades from yesterday. This is where I'm going to ask you guys to drop in your trades. If you're brand new here, this is where we share each other's trades. It's kind of an accountability factor. It shows that you're hitting enter, right? People see every day you're putting your trades in every day. So drop those trades in. Funded, non-funded, it doesn't matter. Win, lose, draw, it doesn't matter. Just drop in any of the trades that either that we called out yesterday or ones that you did on your own. Now, I did not get a lot of opportunity first thing in the morning yesterday. Right when we got done, we had a quick meeting, and then what did I do? Out the door to vote. So because I know what our voting polls are like where I am. And if I would have waited till about 10:30 or 11 o'clock, I know how crowded they get at that point. Parents have their kids home. They finally get the kids settled in, and the place just seems to get packed out at that time. I have a friend that works at the polling station who told me, hey, it's empty. So I shot over. Didn't get a chance to look at the candidates that we did yesterday. I did get a chance to look back at Lyft, which was one I had a great interest in because you had a nice 50-cent spread there if you wanted it, the 13.5. So the 13.5, 14.5 produced 10 cents. That was probably one of my favorite ones yesterday. And then I did SPY. So if we go and look at pivots, SPY came in yesterday. One of your candidates were asked. So we had a nice move on SPY. We broke out right in here. We broke out to the upside. Okay. We retested and we bounced, and there's the entry. Okay. So you're looking at this pivot line being 381.79, and here you're at 383.70. So it's a two-way exit, right? So it's a two-target exit. So first target at the midpoint for that kind of move. Second target is up here. If we were looking at these lines here much narrower, I would not have used the midpoint. I would have went straight for the second line. All right, but that gave us about $1.10. So not too shabby in the grand scheme of things. So not bad whatsoever. All right, Say Hey said Apple $200, Nvidia spread $50 still in Lyft. Good. All right, excellent. Say Hey, great job. Sean said took a gap fill on SPY, got around 60 cents in 90 seconds. Nice. Those gap statistics really help, right, Sean? I mean, those things kick tail, especially on things like SPY. So, Robert, I hope you guys are staying safe down there in Florida with weather coming. So I know we're watching it very closely because we're on an airplane bright and early, dark a.m. on Friday. We're heading out to the West Coast, so we think we're going to be okay, but we're certainly watching it close. All right, with that, let's go take a look at today's candidates. All right, so let me go ahead. I was all set. I was rocked. I was ready to go. I had everything done. I was done early this morning, and I forgot to do one thing. And all it was just copy the candidates over here. I put them on a separate template. So as we are looking here at Omega charts where I've got our watch list built out, I can still click on that symbol and watch an option chain here without having to go back and forth in this screen. So if we look at Disney, and ironically, I used to call it that forever because of who the leadership was. I didn't like them. I didn't like their values, anything to do with them. And that was many, many, many years ago in the early to mid 2000s. And today on CNBC, they called them dismal results, right, for Disney. So, and that's what it was. For them, it's earnings right now. They're down $8 to about $92 right now. So we're under the 93.35 level. Let me see something. 93 to 99 is 650. We're right about there, but we really don't need it. So we're going to look at a bear call spread above. I'm going to put 93 aggressive or bear call spread above 99. I don't know if we'll get anything at the 99, but I'm going to be aggressive. If it's down here, I'm just going to take a smaller number of contracts. Right? KR. Good. Robert said yes. Managing open positions and prep for the storm. When's it supposed to hit by you, Robert? There you go. Mike said Crocs calls 120% profit. So nice. Right? I love it. Good job there, Mike. I'll make sure I didn't miss anything. Nope, got them all. Okay. So Kroger, KR, is next. Come on. There we go. So Kroger is up $1.11 on earnings. So they already were in a bullish bias, not true bull, but bullish enough to take a directional trade if we wanted to. Right? So that puts them at 48.25. So we're above that 47.41 level. So we're going to look at a bull put spread below 47. All right? And you may want to just consider this aggressive just because we're so close. Lucid, they're raising cash. I think they're selling some of their own shares. It's not being perceived well right now. I do believe, I do believe that they were up earlier in the pre-market, though. So let's go take a look at that for a sec. I had this all set, and then I looked at the S&P, and that just wipes out anything pre-market because it doesn't have pre-market on the index. So we're going to go to properties, click the three dots where it says regular session. I've got a custom built out for pre and post. Maquette. All right. So actually, no, my bad. So we were up a little bit higher, but we were not up in positive territory. We were down. The whole thing is driven it down. All right. That's what I wanted to check. So right now, let's get a bigger picture view on Lucid Group. So right now they're down to 12.5. Oy vey, look at this. I mean, we've gone from 28, but if you go back, we went from 55. I mean, we're talking about 25% value right now of where they were. Really shocking, to say the least. So $9 is our fib line, up to $13. That's $4. We've got $1.90 in there, so we need to put fibbits. We're going to add the negative 136 and the 118. Perfect. So we're sitting right now at 1245. So we're going to look at a bear call spread above 13.5. We got 50-cent increments there. Meta. All right. So Meta, they're going through layoffs. Zuckerberg came out today. Love to see that he did it. Excellent. I am so happy when CEOs fess up to anything that's gone on, right or wrong, which is why I love Warren Buffett so much. He apologized. I'm sorry I lost money last quarter. I mean, that's who he is. Zuckerberg came out and said, yes, my fault. Bad call on Metaverse. Not ready yet. Massive layoffs. Still nowhere near who they've hired or how many they've hired since the pandemic, but big layoffs. That's been perceived fairly well. They're up almost $4 right now on that announcement. So, we'll check out and see what we can come up with here. So $4 puts them right at $100. Right, so puts them right at $100. We're in a bearish neutral territory, but if I can get a bull put spread below 98. Wow, but it's 98. The fib line's 92, right? We don't need to split the fib, right? Well, actually, do we? That's 11-ish. Nope, we don't need to split the fib, but I'm going to work off a more aggressive level, which is going to be my 8-moving average, right? So bull put spread below 98, aggressive, right, is what I'm looking at there. So I've got the 100 support. I've got the 98 support. That's what I'm banking on. And this is Meta. So for me, or long option. Guys, I wrote it down as option instead of call. Why? Why would I do that? Reason behind it is pretty simple. The news right now, pre-market has driven it up on this. It may still be perceived as great that he did it, but didn't do enough. And then it's going to come back to bite us and flip the other direction. So I'll watch and see what's happened in the actual market when we open up. If we're moving to the downside, then I know what I'm looking for and move down to that $92 from where we are now. All right. So Sean's already dropped it in, guys, the links or the comment. We are now down at 3 candidates left. So drop in the companies that you want me to take a look at. It's one last opportunity before the market's open for me to take a look for you and give you some insight. If you could tell me what you're looking at, meaning Apple, I think it's going up, Apple, a credit spread, Apple, whatever. If you give me the more information you give me, the more I can tailor the analysis to you and your question. So Robert said hits land this morning. Winds already picking up. Will get more intense into tonight and especially tomorrow. Okay. Well, we're praying for you, Robert. We're hoping everything's okay for you and everybody else that's down there. All right. So Oxy, right, which is oxypetroleum, Occidental Petroleum. All right. Let's go look at a full view. So on Oxy, they're down $1.53. It was earnings on Oxy that caused the move today. Puts them at, didn't click on it. Let me see. It puts them at 70.30 right now, right? So they're below their 8 moving average. They're below their fib line, and they are actually, my bad, 73.20. What am I reading there? My bad. I thought it was 73.20. So we're down. We're just at the 8 moving average at this point. So the news has driven them down, but not horrific for them, right? But we're going to look at, for today, a bear call spread above 76, right? Up in here. And I'm going to put down as aggressive because we're still in a bullish bias on this position. All right, drop in the candidates you guys are looking for. Tesla. And I know there are a lot of questions. I'm getting tons and tons and tons of questions from our students on some of the new things that I'm releasing that we're going through on how we analyze the charts and so forth. Guys, keep something in mind, all right? Today at noon is the last one, all right? Is the last how not to get your ass kicked. Get registered for that training. Let me walk you through step by step. And then tonight, I actually have a training for students that are in one of our programs in our Power Option plays, where we're going to go through all the new rules for that. But how not to get your ass kicked, you're going to see some of those rules that I'm referring to, like ranking and how I eliminate a lot of the candidates immediately from even looking at them for the day with a very simple process that I put together. So go ahead and go over to tradinglikeaboss.com and click on how not to get your ass kicked. And we'll see you in there today at noon Eastern. It's going to take about an hour and a quarter is the training today. So Tesla is up on Musk selling shares. Now it's up a lot less than it was. It was up over $2. It's only up 85 cents right now. So it puts them up at 192. Yeah, okay. For that news, I'm going to pass. I don't care about what's happening there. 184 to 205, 84, 94, 04, 21 points. We don't need Fibbits in there. So I'm going to put next for the news. It's not doing anything. I mean, it's Tesla in there. He's up. It's up $1. Okay. And then last is Upstart. They had earnings come out. And I left it. Look at the Zoom. As we were at 150 and now we're at 19. Right? It's kind of depressing with them. And they're down today, $3.74. All on earnings. So Upstart ain't starting too good. So yuck. So they're at 15.30 right now. We got an ear fibbing in there, right? Let's see. 14 and a half. We'll call it 15 to 3 and change. No, we don't, actually. Wow. Okay. So if we're sitting right now at 15.30, we're just above the sub. We're going to look at a bear call spread above 18. I don't know what we'll get, such a low price stock, but we'll work on it and see what we can come up with for it. All right, so drop in your candidates. We got a couple of them in there now. Let's see. So Ellen's asking for the cues for either directional for either calls or puts. So Ellen, let's go first and switch over watch lists. Go to cues, and they're down $1 right now. $4, 268.5 is where they're set at right now. So if they're down, they were in a bullish neutral bias yesterday. This now moves them into a bullish. They were in a bearish neutral bias yesterday. It now moves them into a bearish bias, 268.5. And pin between that 8 and that 267 level. So if you're focused, Ellen, if you're focused on this chart, for me, I would want to see the break of this 267, a retest and a fail. A retest of it and a bounce is hard because the 8 is right there. So we always look for what's called a clear and concise entry. We don't have that here. right? We have potentially the clear entry if it drops and bounces, but the concise entry rather, but the clear path to the next resistance level, which is way up here, no, right? I got a broken down car right there. I got road repair going on over there before I can get to my resistance, my destination. So I'm a little more concerned trying to get through it on the upside, right? Downside's clear path. We're already in a bearish bias. The other side of it is look at pivot points, right? Pivot points will help give you some intraday data of where things tend to move. And although they are very much made up numbers, literally made up numbers, floor traders, they have such a following to them, they work extremely well. It's one of the major things Sean does in his SPY strategy is pivot points, pivots and gaps. So I hope that helped, Alan. Let me know down below. Sean said upstart is more like downstop. Yeah, exactly. The exact opposite direction of it. So it looks like that was our one and only that you guys were looking for today. So we're going to wrap it up. With that, make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. Get registered for tonight's class or today's class, noon class. And I will see all of you at How Not to Get Your Ass Kicked today at noon. John, drop that link in there if you would, please. All right, everybody. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.